Want to start investing, but have no idea how to pick the right stocks? It feels like everyone's a genius online, but you're just staring at confusing charts. Don't worry, today we're breaking down stock analysis into simple, actionable steps that anyone can follow. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to find great companies and make smarter investment decisions. Let's get started. First things first, forget the numbers for a second. The most important rule is to understand the business. What does the company actually do? How does it make money? Who are its customers? And here's the big question. Will people still want its product or service in 10 years? A great rule of thumb is to only invest in businesses you can explain in a single sentence. If you can't, it's probably too complicated. Think about it. Apple makes consumer electronics and software. Simple, right? Start there. Next, we dive into the numbers. This is called fundamental analysis, and it's like giving the company a financial health checkup. You'll want to look at its key financial statements. Don't panic. You don't need to be an accountant. Just focus on a few things. First, revenue and profit. Is the company's revenue growing consistently year after year? And is it actually making a profit, or at least getting closer to it? A company that's consistently growing its sales and profits is usually on the right track. Now, let's talk about some key ratios that help you compare companies. First up is earnings per share, or EPS. This tells you how much profit the company makes for each share of its stock. A higher and growing EPS is a fantastic sign. Next is the price-to-earnings ratio, or PE. This helps you figure out if a stock is cheap or expensive compared to its peers. You just compare one company's PE to others in the same industry. There's also the debt-to-equity ratio. This shows how much debt a company has compared to its assets. Lower debt generally means lower risk, which is what we like to see. Finally, look at return on equity, or ROE. This measures how efficiently the management is using investors' money to generate profits. A high and steady ROE suggests a well-run company. Our third step is to follow the cash. Profits can sometimes be misleading due to accounting rules, but cash is king because it's much harder to fake. You need to look at the company's cash flow statement. Is the company generating positive cash from its main operations? This is crucial because it shows the business can sustain itself without needing to borrow money or issue new stock all the time. A healthy cash flow means the company can pay its bills, invest in growth, and maybe even pay you a dividend. Step 4 is to identify the company's competitive advantage, or what Warren Buffett calls a moat. A moat is something that protects a company from its competitors, allowing it to stay profitable for a long time. What does this look like? It could be a super strong brand, like Apple or Coca-Cola. It could be high switching costs, where it's a huge pain for customers to move to a competitor. Think about how much work it would be to switch all your business software. Other moats include patents that give a company exclusive rights, or network effects, where the service gets more valuable as more people use it, like Facebook or Instagram. Companies with wide moats are built to last. Next up, number 5, evaluate the management team. You're not just buying a stock, you're partnering with the people running the show. Is the leadership team experienced and transparent? Do they have a clear vision for the future? A great way to check their commitment is to see if executives own a significant amount of company stock. When their own money is on the line, their interests are aligned with yours as a shareholder. Also, track their promises. Does management consistently deliver on what they say they're going to do? Trustworthy leadership is a massive green flag. Step 6 is to zoom out and look at the bigger picture, the industry and market trends. A great company in a dying industry will struggle to grow. So ask yourself, is the industry as a whole growing or shrinking? How does the company stack up against its competitors? Is it a leader or a laggard? You also need to keep an eye on broader economic factors like inflation and interest rates. A rising interest rate environment, for example, can make it harder for companies to borrow money and can put pressure on stock prices. Understanding the landscape helps you see the opportunities and risks ahead. If you're an investor looking for income, our 7th step is dividend analysis. Dividends are a portion of a company's profits paid out to shareholders. First, look at the dividend yield, but be careful. A super high yield might look tempting, but it can sometimes be a warning sign that the company is in trouble and the dividend might get cut. Next, check the dividend payout ratio. This tells you what percentage of its profits the company is paying out as dividends. A ratio below 60% is generally seen as sustainable, meaning the company has enough cash left over to reinvest in the business. And finally, look at the company's history. Has it consistently paid or even grown its dividend over many years? That's the sign of a stable, shareholder-friendly company. Okay, you've found a great company, but is it a good investment right now? That brings us to step 8, valuation. A wonderful company can be a terrible investment if you overpay for it. So, how do you know if a stock is overpriced? You compare. Compare its valuation metrics, like the P/E ratio, to the industry average and to its own historical averages. Is it trading at a much higher valuation than it normally does? You can also use the PEG ratio, which compares the P/E ratio to the company's growth rate. A PEG ratio around 1 suggests the price is reasonable for its growth. Remember, price is what you pay, value is what you get. Step 9 is a little different. It's called technical analysis, and it's all about timing your entry. While fundamental analysis tells you what to buy, technical analysis can help you decide when to buy. This involves looking at stock charts to understand price behavior. You can identify trends. Is the stock generally moving up or down? You can also spot support and resistance levels, which are price points where the stock tends to stop falling or stop rising. Another popular tool is moving averages, which smooth out price action and help you see the underlying trend more clearly. A word of caution: use technical analysis to fine-tune your buy points for a fundamentally strong company, not as your primary reason for choosing a stock. I know this is a lot of information, but you don't have to do it all manually. There are some fantastic, beginner-friendly tools you can use for free. Yahoo Finance and Google Finance are great for quick overviews, financial data, and news. Morningstar provides more in-depth analysis and ratings. And don't forget the best source of all, the company's own annual reports, which you can find on their investor relations website. So, let's wrap this up with the golden rule of investing. Don't chase hype. Don't buy a stock just because everyone on social media is talking about it. The secret to long-term success is to buy quality businesses, be patient, and never stop learning. Your journey to becoming a confident investor starts now. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this guide helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you build wealth.